Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be installing a split slide kit on a stock TM 4.3. So if you've been following this page, you'll have seen me post about the 4.3 split slide. So the idea behind the split slide is that we reduce the moving weight of the slide. So we're only moving part of the slide. So we've got a stock TM 4.3 here. Not quite as quick, and that's going to be the basis for our installation today. So we're going to install this split slide kit here. With the kit we're going to install an Edge lightweight BBU and an AIP 140 nozzle return spring. I've also got a screw here, and there's a screw in the top here that I've just lined up, so it makes it easier. So we're going to use the stock pistol, and we're going to take some parts from the stock pistol. So let's just put some bits to the side. So we're going to use the stock recoil spring and spring guide. We don't need the plug. We're going to take the barrel and hop unit, but we don't need the outer barrel. And from the rear portion of the slide here, we simply need the TM nozzle. We don't need the BBU, we don't need any of the other parts. So that'll just take me a second to unscrew those. So the reason why we're going to use the Edge lightweight BBU is we're reducing the amount of weight that we're actually trying to shift. So when we actually do this, the parts of the kit that are actually going to move are the rear of the slide, the blowback unit, the nozzle and a spring. Now I've weighed these, they come in about 45 grams, just under, so it's very light, the amount of weight we're actually shifting. So the difference in the Edge BBU and a stock BBU and many other aftermarket ones is the cutoff here. So you've got a shorter indentation on the Edge lightweight one than you have on a stock one here, and what that does is it cuts the gas off earlier on the edge, so you're releasing a lower volume of gas. So the slide is really lightweight, we don't need a huge volume of gas. So we're going to install the nozzle into the BBU. Again, everyone has different ways of greasing, of doing these. I take a tiny bit of oil, silicone oil, and I just run it on the inside of the nozzle with my finger. I've already put a tiny bit of silicone grease on this O-ring as well. So I'm going to slide the nozzle in. I'm going to put the spring in there. I just take a tiny bit of a thicker grease. A tiny bit of moly grease is what I'm using here. And it's just a bit thick, and it just sticks the spring down. It just helps for it to not jump out then while we're trying to do the installation. And then what we'll do is just pop that whole lot in. So I will, when we make these kits and we start shipping the kits out, we will be including this top screw here, and also the rear screw. So I did some of the Glock kits before for the Glock 18s. Again, they were all based on the TM pistols. And we had a bit of a learning curve with these. So we had 3 stock TM Glock 18Cs, and had a couple of variations of screws that came with them. So I'd rather just include ones that I know work than hope you got the right one on your batch. Again, some things to note about the TM nozzles as well. I like them, I find them quite durable. I have noticed on a few of them, sometimes they have like a bit of like overspill, just from the way they're produced, and sometimes like it's not always consistent. It sometimes just helps just to file or sand it ever so lightly and take this like extra material off the front edge there. So with the barrel assembly, again, I like a stock hop unit. I use a PDIW hold with a different spacer underneath it, and I've installed a small O-ring on top of the hop adjustment wheel just to help to lock it down. When we're installing this, it's tight. So you have to push it in and twist it ever so slightly back to line this section up into there, and it'll slide forwards. And what you're trying to do is get this portion to drop into that gap. Now it needs to be tight. You see I've had to press that in. I've oversized them. I've seen slight variances, so I've made a bit of extra material here. If you need to and you can't press it in at all, file a tiny bit off this edge here. And then finally, the last bit that we're going to do is we're going to install the nozzle, the recoil spring and the spring guide. So this is a stock pistol. It's dry. I'm just going to put some silicone oil into the grooves that the slide runs in. Wow, it's a new pistol. I'd rather have a bit of extra oil, clean it off while it's bedding in, than trying to bed it in without anything on it at all. And I'm just using a lightweight silicone oil. I'm using the Abbey one. That's their SM50. It's really lightweight, fine oil. And that is the installation, hopefully done. So just cycle it. It's a bit stiff initially, and as you can see, it's easing up. It'll ease up more and more with use. Maggie's getting out of gas. Try another one. So there we go. Cycle's nice and quick. You can do what you want with them. My other one, I've polished the rails inside on the frame. I've added a load of cosmetic extras to the outside. In terms of what I'm actually running in the other one, again, I'm running stockish parts for internals. As I have PDIW hold rubber, still got a stock barrel, still got a stock hop unit, and I'm still running a stock recoil spring. I have changed the nozzle spring, and then it's just cosmetic bits and pieces. So yeah, it's a drop in for the TM43. Hopefully you'll see it as an improvement. So there we go. Any questions, let me know. Thank you very much, guys.